Hello there, this is DBT, and this is Art of Rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8. That's right, baby, I'm back to Asphalt 8. Did you guys miss me? I missed you. I missed this game. What can I say? I love this game. Now, you may or may not know, but for the entirety of last week, I have been posting videos on Asphalt 9/Asphalt Legends Unite, because that thing had just released and it was important for me to be making videos and reporting on what was happening, the issues, whatever. That's a whole different topic. But I did make a couple of community posts letting you guys know that even though I was going to be focusing a lot in that game for that week, I was not abandoning this game. And of course, I wasn't. Here I am. I'm back because Asphalt 8 is still a core part of this channel. Now, if you miss me, you better put it in the comments. I want to see some comments of, I did miss Asphalt 8 videos, DBT. So go ahead, do that. That's how I know that you miss it. But alright, so what are we doing today? Of course, in order to return to this game, it only felt right to do it with a beautiful Lamborghini like the one that you see here on the screen. A fabled car, because maybe you've heard a lot of talk about it. That is the Lamborghini Huracan STE. That's not the STO, it's the STE. Alright, so I hope you don't get confused with the STO, which is the current Treasure Rush car. I may or may not have chosen this color combination just to make it a little bit more confusing. Totally not intended. But alright, so what is the deal with this? First of all, I'm gonna talk about the Treasure Rush, not about this car, no. The Treasure Rush. And this one just started like a day and some ago. And this is the newest Lambo in the game, the Huracan STO, which is a car of the Class A, maximum rank of 1771. It do be a beautiful car, I'll tell you that much. But, well, I'll talk more about it. I don't think I'm gonna get this car. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, so this is the new Treasure Rush car, by the way. I hate that it only has, well, this color isn't beautiful, but this is just so boring. I wish it had more color combinations, because this car in real life has amazing color combinations, but oh well. So yeah, the newest Treasure Rush car, maximum rank of 1771 as I mentioned, so it would look fantastic in my collection, but hey. There's still some 8 days and some to get this car, so in case you're curious about it and you want to try your luck in the Treasure Rush, well, there it is. But no, the car we're focusing on is the Lamborghini STE. That's what, you know, the STO means Super Trofeo Omologato. The STE, I just mean Super Trofeo EVO. Yes, I did that on purpose, alright? I was trying to make this a bit confusing. So, this is the car that we're going to be focusing on today. It's a Class B car of the rank of 1680. Here's the stats with the tuning kit, and of course, we're going to be testing it in multiplayer. Now, if you do like my content, please hit the like button on this video, as well as subscribing, because hey, that's free, so why not? Now, if you really like my stuff, why don't you check the Vroom membership? The information is over there by the join button. It's a way to support me directly if you feel inclined to do so. But alright, let's get into the races and see what happens. So before I actually talk about the car performance in game and whatnot, I want to give you a bit of context as to why I did this whole bit about the STO and STE. So the cars look very similar, they name very similar, even though it's not obvious because one is just STO and the other one is properly spelled as Super Trofeo Evolution. So what happens is that these two cars are sort of the same but not. They're both Huracan Super Trofeos. One is the racing version, which is this one, the Huracan Super Trofeo EVO, and the other one, the STO, standing for Super Trofeo Omologato. Ooh, RIP, buddy. It's the homologated version of the car, that is to say the road-going version of the car. So in order for this type of cars to compete in a bunch of different, for example, oh Jesus Christ, in GT3 type of races, which is not exactly the same car, but hey, in order to compete in some races, some of the requirements is, well, one of the requirements is for the cars to have a road version of the car and then the race version. Now, some manufacturers, what they do is just take the road car and strip it down to become the race car. I don't know if they did exactly the same, but actually, while the cars are very similar looking, they are not the same. If you put them one next to the other, you're gonna notice that, yeah, there's differences in the body kit of the car, but there's also functional differences and whatnot. I'll talk more about that in a second. For now, I got a podium! Well, to be fair, there were only 4 people and I didn't get knocked down earlier, but hey, it's fine. Was it a knockdown or did I just crash? I don't know. Defeated by, of course, a Bentley. There's a Nissan that I actually did knock down by accident, but hey. And I did beat an Acura NSX GT3, but look at that, a GT3 car. Kind of like what I was talking about. Neat. Now, I'm not knowledgeable enough to be able to list out every single difference between the road version of the car versus the race version, but what I can tell you is that the race version, first of all, it's obviously not street legal. Why? because in the pursuit of performance of the car, they have to strip down the car massively, take out a lot of things, or maybe design it from scratch without a bunch of things. I'm talking things like air conditioning, automatic windows, things like that, right? Or electric windows, you know, all of that stuff. All of that is stuff that is not needed in a race car, because a race car is not about being comfortable. A race car is about going super fast with one beastly machine. Also, because of that, whoa, sorry, buddy. A massive objective is to reduce weight in the car, and they did reduce that weight. Comparing the STE, the Super Trofeo EVO, versus the STO, the road version, the difference is about, one is like 1,300 kilograms, the other one is like 1,200 kilograms, which may not sound like a lot, but hey, every single kilogram in a race matters because that alters fuel consumption and whatnot. So anyway, there's a bunch of differences. Both cars, though, are rear-wheel drive. I thought for a moment that the road version was four-wheel drive, but no, it's also rear-wheel only. But yeah, so there's differences, and for some reason over here, Game was like, well, yeah, there's difference, so they're going to be in completely different classes. One is Class B, and the other one is Class B. But, I mean, one is Class A, and the other one is Class B. So, hey, whatever, it's fine. I'm not here to question that. Got defeated by the spammy Bentley, but I did beat a the Bentley and a Jag XKR, but I did beat another spammy Bentley, BMW M4, the Berlinetta, and another Bentley. Ooh, I beat two Bentleys. That kind of makes me happy, I'll say that. Ooh, we got Orbital Loop. Let's see if I can do something half decent over here. You know that sometimes I perform alright in this track, so let's hope it stays true for this one race. So yeah, there's difference between the two cars, and like I said, at least visually speaking, they're different enough to someone that knows what to look for. But I imagine that for somebody that doesn't know too much about Lamborghini, if you put the two cars, especially with these similar colors, you're gonna be like, wait, is that the same car but a different livery? What's going on? So yeah, I could understand people getting confused about that. It's fine. I may or may not have been doing it on purpose also at the start of the video for that alone. But yeah, so, oh boy, let's talk about, oh Jesus Christ, Treasure Rush, because I am conflicted. So, like I said earlier, I'm not going to be getting the Super Trofeo Homologato, the STO, the new car. I'm not going to be getting it, at least not now, maybe never. And that is because, well, to put it simply, I have given up on spending a bunch of money on Treasure Rushes. In fact, I did that, and I've been talking about this both in my Discord server and other videos and whatnot ever since the Treasure Rush of the McLaren Senna GTR, which was the previous Treasure Rush. I did not well for it, in spite of the fact that I really wanted that car. I love the look of the McLaren Senna. I love even more the McLaren Senna GTR. And then from what I understand, it's a fantastic car. Not that performance has ever been a concern for me for whether or not I get a car. You know that I wailed on the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Black Series, which is a terrible car anyway. So it's not about the performance, but if I like the car, I want to go for it. And I definitely wanted to go for the Senna GTR, but I had my reasons not to. But first, let's see what happened over here. All right, defeated by the Jag CX-75, a Porsche 911 GT3 Aero Edition, MP2 at that. Also a Ferrari FF and a Jag XKR, but I did beat a Genti, two Bentleys, and a Berlinetta. All right, beating those Bentleys honestly kind of makes me happy, so yeah. Now, I actually had to cancel the queue for that race because I'm out of boosters, but I thought it might as well show you the options for the colors in this car. The regular livery being this one. Lovely stuff. We got it in regular grayish/silver with red accents. We got it in black with yellow accents, which still looks better than the full-on black of the STO. Man, that was horrible in the STO. But anyway, we got it also in white with black. We got it green with red, orange with black, and the one that I was using originally. So I'm going to use the standard livery for the car just because I think it looks pretty damn dope. So let me activate some boosters and keep going. But you know what, since I had already needed to get out to the main menu and whatnot, I thought, hey, let's do some spiral drifters with the car and see just how good or bad this thing is at drifting. And that is because, honestly, I don't really know the answer. I know that the drift is usable, but I also know that it's not necessarily amazing. So I just want to see it in this control scenario and see what it can do. Yeah, it is kind of wide. I did have to do a release at the very last second, but still, you saw that it's not particularly good. Okay, here we go for attempt number 2. What can we do? I'm gonna start a little bit sooner. No, I actually did it about the same time. So yeah, as you can see, I didn't release, by the way, over there. No release over there. I was able to do the whole thing, but not particularly sharp. But how about in the opposite direction? Let's find out. As I always say, in this direction, it feels like the drift is assisted. It feels tighter with any car than in the regular direction. So let's see how does that affect this one. All right, I started a little bit late, but yeah, you can see it feels sharper. All right, it's usable. Again, this drift is not amazing, but it is usable. That's good enough, I suppose. And of course, this would not be complete without a test for time to wall. And man, this thing probably accelerates terrible because this is a 1591 car that I got placed against, and I still cannot out-accelerate it. That should tell you something about the acceleration of this car. I've been restarting this a bunch of times to try to get a worse car, but nah. So I'm doing my best over here to move out of the way so that that other car doesn't get in my path. But as you can see, it's kind of inevitable. Yeah, I do have higher top speed, but the acceleration of that other car still out-accelerates me. The acceleration out-accelerates me. Well said, DBT. All right, one last attempt. Please don't get in my way, car, please. Okay, moving a tiny little bit. Yeah, so this is not going to be 100% accurate, but I just couldn't find a car that I could out-accelerate. That's just how bad this acceleration seems. Well, at least now we know that the acceleration is terrible and that the drift is usable. The natural duration on this car seems decent enough, so there's that. But alright, let's return to the topic that I was talking about with the Treasure Rush and the fact that I'm gonna be missing out on the current Treasure Rush car. And that just has to do, again, because Gameloft has proven very much lately that they're willing to sell cars that were Treasure Rush at some point and sell them for much cheaper. Just for context, a Treasure Rush car, if you want to get it during the Treasure Rush in a guaranteed fashion, you have to spend $150. That is how you guarantee getting the car. That's a lot of bucks for one car. Now, I've done it a few times, a bunch of times really, specifically for cars that I really wanted. Like I mentioned, I went even for the Mercedes AMG GT Black, which is a bad car, but still, I wanted it because I thought it was beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. I like it a lot. But yeah, it's a terrible car, regardless of the performance of the car. It was a very expensive car, but guess what? Now, currently, as I'm recording this video, that car is a bit... I run out of life over there, so bad. Don't knock me down, dude! Get out of the way! Okay. How was I third? I was second. Did that guy actually officially finish in front of me? Probably. So maybe what I was fighting was his lagged version of himself. Alright, yeah, defeated by the Bentley and a tune. Okay, this car's very strong. An MP29 is still very strong. Oh, look at that, there's some rumors. There's Spartus. What's up, my dude? Unboosted, interesting, and Hypernova, look at that. All right, neat, let's get to another race. You know what, I'll resume from here because I don't want to lose my train of thought. So, the Mercedes AMG GT Black right now, it has a car hunt. It's a car that cost, in the past, $150, now you can get it for 20. Now, that's not to say that it's cheap, all right? It's not cheap, it's still $20 for a car, it's way too much. But it is way cheaper than it was in the Treasure Rush, and this is not the first time that they do this. In fact, we saw it first with the Frangivento Sorpasso, which was made available in a car, well, originally was a Treasure Rush car, then it was made available in a racing pass. Same thing with the McLaren Solus, exactly the same situation in a racing pass. We also saw it with the AMG, now what is it called, the Mercedes Vision 2022 or Showcase car, whatever that thing is called, the one in Class A. That one, also Treasure Rush, was made available in a car hunt. We saw the same for the VLF. Treasure Rush was made available later in a car hunt. And like I just mentioned, right now the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series. So it is clear that Gameloft is happy enough to sell these cars later on for cheaper. Now, there is still a little bit of a risk associated with this decision that I'm making, in the fact that there are some cars, even that are from Treasure Rush, that have not been made available yet. And who knows if... Oh God, I'm sorry buddy, I wasn't trying to push you. And who knows if they're ever going to be made available. For example, the Lamborghini Huracan Sterato. That was a Treasure Rush car a long time ago, well, a while ago, and it has never been made available again. So there is a possibility that some cars may never return. And honestly, I don't know, I think that may happen with the McLaren Senna GTR because it's a very good car, so maybe Gameloft will be looking to sell that car separately for $50 at some other point. But like I said, it's a risk that I'm willing to take. So I got second place. What did I get beaten by? Okay, by... This guy is cheating. Come on. 53 seconds unboosted? Nah, that's a cheater right there. Alright, so there's Spartus again unboosted. Look at Spartus go without boosters. And I beat all of this other stuff. Neat, I got my points? Yes, I did. Fantastic. Let's keep going. So there's indeed a risk that, for example, Look, the McLaren Senna GTR, I would love to get in my collection, but if I don't, it's fine. I'm not gonna die for it. But when it comes to Lamborghini, it does hurt me a little bit to think that I miss if this Lambo, the Super Trofeo, the STO, If it never comes back in any other way, I'm gonna miss out on the Lambo and my collection will no longer be complete. That's definitely gonna be kind of painful because you know that I'm a massive Lamborghini fanboy. So of course I wanna have every single Lambo and I've had them for a while now, but this is when I break that streak. Hopefully, like I said, I'm gonna be able to get the car at some other point in the future, but it is not a guarantee, so still. It's a risk that I'm willing to make simply because I'm just no longer willing to spend $150 if later Game Loft is going to be selling the car for much cheaper. And that is not me trying to be elitist over here and be like, no, if I paid 150 bucks, nobody else should get the car. No, I'm actually very happy to see that you can now get those very exclusive, very ridiculously expensive cars for cheaper now. That's fantastic, but at the same time, that devalues the purchases in the treasure rush. So why would I spend 150 when I can maybe later get the same car for much cheaper? So yeah, that is the risk that I'm going to take this time. We'll see. Maybe this will be the moment when DVT no longer has his collection complete. Oh well, such is life. Again, I'm just not willing to spend that crazy amount of money anymore. I'll wait for it to be on a racing pass or a car hunt or something, and then I'll go for it. But for now, I'll just skip. Now, that's not to say that I'm not gonna be trying in the treasure rush. I'm gonna be trying for the super rounds and all of that, but I'm just not gonna spend money on it. That is basically the point that I'm trying to make over here. So yeah, RIP DVT and his collection. Defeated by an Aventador Coupe, but I did beat this Jax. Well, I'm boosted, that doesn't really count. Challenge Chibo Mira and a Musler GT3. Oh, look at that. You know what? Let me change the color one last time. Now, one last thing that I'll say about this whole thing. By the way, shout out to Tres Leche because he's wearing the DVT hoodie. One last thing that I'll say about this whole thing is that right now that is my position. I hope I don't, backtrack on it. Who knows? Maybe in 5, 6, 7 days from now, I'm gonna be like, no, you know what? I do need it, and I'm gonna wail on it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I will, because if I resisted getting the McLaren Senna GTR, I think I'll resist also getting the STO. Like I said, while I'm normally not too much into, I'm only gonna get a car for its performance, the Senna GTR looking amazing and performing amazing was absolutely, what would I say? Not a good deal, because it was never a good deal. But at least if you spend that crazy amount of money, you would get a lot from that. But this one with the STO being a Class A car, I do imagine it's gonna come back later. I sure hope it does, and I'll be waiting for when it does. I really hope that I don't go crazy in the upcoming days and just wail on it. I think I'm gonna stay strong. I hope that will stay strong. So anyway, let's talk about this car. It's been the entire video and I haven't really talked about this car. What can I say? It's really not a great car. So if you want to acquire this car because you saw it on a sale or something for tokens or whatnot, well, it's always for tokens if it's available. Well, that or vouchers, but whatever. If you ever think about getting this car, if you're gonna get it, just get it because you like the car. Don't expect good results because unfortunately it is not a good car. Like I said, terrible acceleration and drifting, it's okay. The nitro duration, it's goodish. Nothing amazing, nothing straight up terrible. If you manage it well, you should be doing all right, but it's not gonna blow your mind out with it. So in general, it's not a very good car to be going for, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you just want the car because it absolutely looks amazing, because that is the one thing it does amazing. Look amazing. Defeated by an Aventador, which is a very strong car, of course. Defeated a super fast Berlinetta Emira and another, well, the same Musler GT3. All right. Ha! Look at my race counter. Nice. So like I said earlier, I am back, baby. I'm back to my Asphalt 8 content. Again, if you missed my content, I want to see the comments over there saying, yes, DVT, I missed the Asphalt 8 content. Or some comment kind of like that. I want to see those comments because that way I'll know that you guys were just waiting here for me to make a video. And like I said before, I'm going to be basically going back to my regular schedule of, posting several Asphalt 8 videos during the week, as well as posting of all the games, mostly about Asphalt 9, but hey, from time to time, another random thing here and there. Next Saturday, we will be going back, so long as I have time, of course. We will be going back to our Saturdays Friday from multiplayer with Asphalt 8 as usual. I mentioned that because, yesterday in my Saturday, I did from multiplayer, but specifically, it was for Asphalt Legends Unite, so that's why I'm making the little note that next one will be for Asphalt 8. So there you go. So yeah, it's been fun making the content on Alu, Asphalt Legends Unite. I will continue making it, but man, I did miss this game because it might be old, but I still love this game to bits, and I will, of course, continue playing with it. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all of that good stuff. If you're gonna get a heart and a pin, leave me that comment that I told you earlier to post, and then you will get a heart. But that's all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.